It is so flexible, but Arden will come on through.
Yeah, Arden just makes a lot of sense here. Obviously, into the Lyra, though, you do have to worry about the Bulwark being able to prevent him from using any of his abilities. But when that Bulwark is down, he is just such a strong hero, being able to keep allies alive and staying alive himself for such a long time.
Wouldn't be surprised if Kestrel was picked up here and playing the CP Blackfeather in the jungle. It could still be a CP Kestrel in the jungle, but going up against the Rhyme, you want to keep your distance, you want to use a range advantage of some sorts. So the Kestrel weapon power and playing the Blackfeather in the jungle as CP gives you exactly that range that you need.
We'll see how G2 are going to finish off their own composition. Things like the Vox are still available here, but obviously Saw was taken off the board earlier on. We could even see something like a Baron coming on through. Yeah, we do have Hundor on this side, let's remember.
Baron would make a lot of sense because at that point, Mousesports would need to start diving in rather than just using their range advantage. They would still have a huge power spike over the Baron mid game, but going into the late game, G2 would have a stronger composition once the Baron gets his level 12. Instead, they're just going to go for the Vox and play Mousesports composition that we saw last game.
Yeah, and it was a damn strong composition. Let's remember, G2 don't actually have to win this series to book their ticket to Singapore. They just have to win one game. So if you just lost to the composition, seems like a decent idea to pick that exact same composition up.
Yeah, they just have to win one game, but they have to win this game. If they don't win this one, then it goes back to being their fate in the hands of SK. So this is such an important matchup. And yeah, if you can't beat them, join them. Apparently in Vainglory, if you can't beat them, just take their composition and try and win with it yourself.
I mean, they took their composition. I don't expect it to play as well as it did for Mousesports, however, for a couple of reasons. One, the Vox is not against the Grace, who he counters so well. Two, they have a Blackfeather in the jungle instead of a Cruel that is another carry. It's not only the Celeste on the backline, it's both Kestrel and Blackfeather that G2 will have to deal with. So it's more split focus that's going to come out. Mousesports in a position to deny them the world spot, technically.
Absolutely. This could be everything for G2. Whether they win or lose, the world spot is on the line. If they can win this game, they will go to Singapore. But if Mouse can deny it, it's all in the hands of SK Gaming. Hashtag Vainglory8. Get involved on social media. Let everyone know what's going down here. But it's time to get into Game 2 and see if G2 can book their ticket for Worlds.
Yes, that's exactly right, Munch. Round number 2 for G2. One game win in this series, and they're booking their ticket. However, Mouse, they are looking for the upset. And one thing that I've spotted in the draft, I'm the Doom's Blackfeather. Clash will be having nightmares. Will G2 suffer the same fate?
Oh man, if we have the same kind of stuff coming about from this Blackfeather on I'm the Doom, it's just going to be absolute chaos. We know that especially with the Vanguards coming out of this Arden, there's going to be a lot of barriers on the side of Mousesports. Barriers protecting I'm the Doom, barriers protecting Leon as well. They're going to be able to reposition so effectively during these team fights, and that's what we need to see here. Of course, when we get to late game, I would expect to see Justman building an Echo so that he can, of course, trap and lock in some of the squishier members of G2, especially Hundor, and be able to burst him down very effectively.
Oh, we're going to see another Captain Steel. Looks like, nope, Justman is going to back off, and that'll be Dark Potato securing that one for himself. G2 now rotating towards the lane. And I do like how they've taken the same composition as Mouse did in Game 1. I want to see how it does fare. And Araki said it's not going to be exactly the same affair because there's no Grace for the Vox come up against. However, the Arden Kestrel Blackfeather is something we've kind of seen from Mouse before. I am scared of I'm the Doom's Blackfeather, of course, but Leon on the Kestrel, such a playmaker and a high mechanical player as well. That's a scary hero to actually put him on.
Yeah, it's not the same piece of pizza we have here. There's different toppings on it in this game. But I would expect to see Mousesports just keeping range from the Rhyme. It looks like they're going in anyway, though, just continuing the aggression. But as long as we have Leon and I'm the Doom keeping range, poking from distance, and bursting down the targets, chunking down their health, they could be able to dive in and effectively control the game.
We go Mouse. They take away the second Elder Treant of the game, and now Keanu going for the small invade actually on the fronts here. Dark Potato is going to be able to secure one of those as well for himself. So G2 biting back a little bit against Mouse. We know how aggressive Mouse like to be in the early game, but Their composition this time is a lot different to the one we saw G2 running in game number 1. Now G2, we know this composition spikes early to mid-game. They're going to have to be on that aggressive counter push here against Mouse, but Leon doing just that up in the lane, forcing Hundor time and time again underneath his turret.
Yeah, Hundor is having to farm up under his turret here. That allows Mouse to be able to rotate down and go shop. Well, the shop's not up yet, but maybe even pick out some of the out-of-position members of G2 at the moment and come up for maybe a little invade here from the mustache bush.
Only just slightly, yeah. Leon taking a lot of damage there. He gets rooted. Hundor popping those boosts to get a bit more distance on him. Those Winter Spires are really starting to rack up. The slows are coming through as well. Dark Potato moving forward. I'm the Doom in a lot of trouble. Has to dash towards those minions, but it just leaves Just Man all alone. Blood for blood on the minions. Takes the other one as well. Denies as much as he can, but he still ends up going down to Hundor for first blood.
Oh, I'm the Doom. I hope he's able to get out of there. It's a good thing he didn't stop in that death bush right there to be able to port, because I think he would have been found out by Dark Potato. He did his patrol, and now they're just going to go ahead and take advantage and capitalize with that first blood and see if they can get any kind of gold income from the side of Mouse. And it looks like they are picking up those fronts there. Really well done by them, actually, and being able to deal with the aggression that Mouse has been really smartly played by G2 so far.
Yeah, definitely, and Keanu's going to be a massive part of that as well with that bright bulwark. Although his back does get stopped, a little bit cheeky of Doom to do that. He's going to just be able to back off a little bit more here. Nothing really wasted, you could say. G2 aren't going to lose anything off this. It's just going to be a couple of minions. He's going to lose as Leon just lets this wave push in and deny a couple of extra CS from Hundor. But now I'm the Doom's going fairly aggressive, taking away the fronts, or at least trying to, from Dark Potato. Know how ahead he got in game number 2 of their Clash series, but he hasn't found himself a 2-minute triple kill, so G2 can lay in waiting and lay in rest for the time being.
Check out Hundor. He actually has his poison chip, so he is going to be reducing any kind of healing, applying mortal wounds to the side of Mouse, and that's going to up his attack speed a little bit as well. They're already getting some good chip damage onto this turret, and it looks like we might have a little bit of an engage here.
And scuffling a little bit, but Just Man, I don't think he wants to go in. Not just yet. I mean, it is a 2v3 after all. Leon has hit that level 6. Obviously, G2 have been sharing that XP for the time being, but Dark Potato is level 6 as well. Bright Bulwark comes out. Doom taken very, very low, and G2 consistently on the aggression, just like Mouse were playing in game number 1. But with Keanu just being able to just sustain up through this relentless assault coming out from Leon, it's all in gain for G2 now. They're going to push onto that turret once again, and what can they do about it? In fact, Dark Potato going very low, had to actually pop the flask in that instance.
Yeah, the siege onto this turret is actually very impressive. It's down to about 1% of its health there. Dark Potato throwing out those Winter Spires just to ensure that it's pretty low indeed. And what they're doing right now is actually pretty smart. Just getting the chip damage on that turret, continuing to siege it up, pushing the lane here is what G2 needs to do. And all they need, if you think about it, Joss, it's just one win in this series. They have 2 more possible games left, right? If they can win this one, that's all they need, really, to secure themselves a place at Singapore. And it's just going to be such a heartbreak to G2 if Mousesports is going to take that away from them. We do see... Oh, there's an engage.
An attempted one as Leon jumps straight into stealth and just hightails it out of there. G2 can't really make anything stick right now. Keanu is level 6 either. Dark Potato is hit that level 7 mark, so obviously Valkyrie and obviously an extra level on the Winter Spire is going to help him in these engagements. But now, maybe they're just waiting for that opportunity to use that passageway in. That Shatterglass has been finished, and Keanu is coming up to the lane to leech a little bit more of their XP, so he will be at level 6 rather shortly. Just Man around the same XP as well as Keanu, so that small power spike Keanu will have over Just Man might be the make or break of this first turret, but the siege from G2 is just inevitable at this point. It's gonna hurt as soon as that turret goes down, because Mouse will have to play even more defensive.
I would expect Mouse to be able to, once Just Man gets his level 6 power spike, he's going to be able to throw out the gauntlet, lock in those squishier members, especially Hundor, who they're
Speaking of squishy, Keanu is just getting focused out here, although those Winter Spires were good and slowing up I'm the Doom, and the Valkyrie actually just executes him on the spot. Dark Potato finds himself a double kill as he sent a Winter Spire Leon's direction as well, and that'll be the first turret going over to G2 as well as 2 kills.
Oh man, the movement speed from the Vanguard does help Just Man out a little bit, but he just got chilled and rooted down, so it just became a mute point. G2 taking really good advantage of that last team fight. They got themselves 3 kills in the last 7.5 minutes, and now they're going to take this gold mine for their troubles. Looking really good for them. Now they have a 2,500 gold lead. Feel like at 7.5 minutes in, things are starting to change for G2 in this game 2 of the series, Jaws. Crucible picked up by Keanu Nakoa, so that's going to allow him to get some really good sustain and block the potential gauntlets that will be coming out of Just Man now, as he does have Gauntlet available to him. But Keanu Nakoa, like we were talking about earlier, Arcane Passage is available to him, so he can, if he wants to close the gap between him and Leon, they can go ahead and Arcane Passage in, throw down that Bright Bulwark, and really inhibit a lot of the movement. Tyrant's Monocle has been picked up by Leon, so he has 2 of his damage items now. Those Glimmer Shots are going to be hitting like trucks.
Yeah, they're going to be hitting and hitting hard. Exactly that. Aftershock finish from Doom as well. So has a little bit more damage on board, a little bit more bruisery build like we mentioned before. But G2, like you mentioned, they have that passageway now. They need to combo it with that Valkyrie. A Bright Bulwark to snare everybody up. Hey, that's a free Valkyrie target if I ever did see one. And Dark Potato should easily be able to land that. And in fact, now pushing into Mouse's jungle, or at least shopping up and then just making sure Just Man doesn't do just that. And now G2 have that advantage in the wave push also with that turret down. We'll see what they're going to be able to do with it.
We do see some armor being prioritized. There's a coat of plates on Keanu Nakoa, and we know that as a captain you want to be able to soak up a lot of the damage that is coming out from the back line of Mousesports. And
there's the passageway, there's the Bright Bulwark, a nice route lands straight onto Leon and he bites the dust. Doom and Just Man only slightly out of position. You saw how quickly he dropped. G2, they're looking to get back in the series.
They really capitalized on it there, and this turret is going so low. They may even take it right now. But I'm the Doom, and Just Man on the wrong side of the turrets.
Yeah, he's got no Vanguard, no problem. He's going to go down as well. That's going to be the 3rd kill for Dark Potato. I'm the Doom. He's got a lot of mobility in those 2 rows offensive, so he should be able to escape. 1 point goes through them. There's the other Rose offensive. G2 still pressuring him, however. Gold Miner is available, so maybe they want to take it up, although it is only about 3/4, or sorry, about 2/5 full. Want to get my percentages right. Uh-oh, Doom. I mean, Leon, sorry, you're in a little bit of trouble, my friend. Does take the turret, but might just pay for it with his life. Active camo cell onto 2 people, however. He will just get chased up here pretty easily by Keanu and Hundor. Healing cab, but doesn't quite get taken, and in fact, just hits him as he does go down to the ground. That's another kill on the board for Hundor.
I actually think that was a pretty smart move by Leon there. Even though the kill did go over to G2, him just being able to steal away some of that golden experience in the backs was actually a pretty smart move. That was the best thing he could do in that particular situation. Now G2 is taking this gold miner. Hundor is poking himself out, and he's going to put some damage on I'm the Doom.
Yeah, I'm in the 1v2, no worries. Hundor isn't going to be able to do it. I'm the Doom steals it with the on point. What? Max range on point, stole the gold miner. Thank you very much, and pieces on out of there. G2, 2 members on the gold miner at that point as well, mind you, and I'm the Doom only poked it once. So, you know, that says it all, really. I mean, he takes that. At least that's a little comeuppance for them. Now only 3,000 gold behind.
Yeah, really well done by them. That was the best possible thing they could have done in that situation. Dark Potato, he has actually picked up an Eve of Harvest, so he's going to be able to sustain pretty well, and he's got half the kills for his team now. Hundor has the other half, and here's an engage.
Passageway, Bright Bulwark, Valkyrie not just used just yet. Dark Potato unwilling to pop that cooldown. Keanu's ultimate is on a 65-second cooldown, however, so they can you can pop that at will most of the time, and they'll just be looking for these engagements. Even if they net nothing at the moment, they can play Mouse at their own game. Just force them in underneath that turret and just force their jungle as well. Right now, G2 in prime position here, Sean, to get that ticket to the World Championships. They just need to play the game out like they played the last 11 minutes.
Yeah, they need to keep pushing, and because they have so much gold in their advantage, they're able to pick up a lot more items. We do see an Atlas Pauldron. That was picked up by Just Man, so he's going to want to reduce the damage per second output from Hundor. But Keanu Nakoa is already working towards that energy battery there, which will get him to the Echo. And if he has an Echo online before Just Man does, then those Arcane Passages, Bright Bulwarks, Imperial Sigils could be coming out in pairs, which would make them a little bit more of a nuisance to deal with. Breaking Point picked up by Hundor, so he's going to be able to do a lot of damage if he sustains in these fights like he has been. He has 0 deaths on him, and no one on the side of G2 has actually been killed. If he sustains in these fights, he's going to be able to just do so much weapon power damage. It's going to be a very scary thing.
Not quite the perfect game G2 might have been hoping for. Obviously, they lost the turret in that gold miner, which was stolen away quite cheekily by I'm the Doom. But nevertheless, 6-0 with G2 entering the middle stage of the game. We're with 13 minutes in, 2 minutes away from that Kraken as well. And like you mentioned, with that breaking point, we'll meet Hundo has a little bit of pocket change for that infusion as well. All cooldowns are off as well. So G2 maybe looking for a small engage here. Keanu over the wall, being a bit cheeky in all honesty, is going to take a one-shot, one-kill and an on-point to the back.
Yeah, he takes that, but it was easily held up by that Imperial Sigil. And you can see already, because his health is so high. Oh, there's the engage.
Passageway, Bright Bulwark straight onto Leon. He's trying to kite back, but the Valkyrie was good. The wave for it comes out as well. Doesn't quite land on him, but it doesn't matter because the Winter Spire just chased him down. And now Hundo's just trying to kite away as much as he can from Keanu, from I'm the Doom even. And he does manage to. That Sigil's just sustaining him through the team fight. G2, they're going to root him up and find the ace. That's a double kill for Hundo. He's unbeatable. They're going to walk towards the gold miner, and they're going to take that choke point turret as well.
My, how the tables have turned. In the previous series that Mouse played with their composition, they were undefeated. They were, in fact, nightmares with I'm the Doom on this Black Feather. That choke point turret is going down, actually. And now they're turning their attention to the gold miner, just going to continue to increase their gold lead. G2 has the complete upper hand here. Even Contraption is being picked up by Keanu Nakoa because they're so far ahead. They're gonna that's gonna allow for some cooldown reduction, and they're gonna be able to just throw out a lot of vision in supplement to the vision that he's already picking up with those flares. Journey Boots has been picked up by Dark Potato, so that's going to allow him to just get in there and do so much work. And this is G2 is looking so strong here.
Just Man's gauntlet at the end of that fight when Leon fell was, it didn't trap anybody in at all, and it was an easy crucible for Keanu, and as soon as he went into that animation, he could not Vanguard Leon out of the fight. So Leon was trapped on his own with even I'm the Doom not being able to actually tussle with any member of G2. It was just an easy cleanup after that one. They're all going to get infused once again, and G2 are now looking at a Kraken if they so choose to take it. And Mouse, they're going to have to tread very lightly here. They need the perfect team fight because at 9-0 with Hundle being 5-0 with 3 damage items and almost a complete build, he is looking incredibly scary. This late game carry that he likes to be has truly come online.
It has come online, but if you look at the other side, take a look at Mouse. They still have the potential to make an impact in this game and perhaps, you know, get a reverse sweep on the turrets and win it back. But they have to really turtle up, play carefully. They can't get caught out of position. And look at that. Leon probably doesn't even know that scout trap is there. That's going to be the MVP of this late game here because they have so much vision down. There's so much pepperoni on this map right now that we're actually able to have Keanu Nakoa and the rest of G2 spot out where Leon is going. If they catch Leon or I'm the Doom out of position, that's going to be curtains for them.
Undle's just picked up a jacket as well, so not afraid of the cold and not afraid of Leon's damage either. That Kestrel is going to deal significantly less damage if he didn't have that metal jacket. Now G2 marching up to this Kraken, going to clear out some of this vision. You can see all the flares, all the buys coming through. Flares, infusion, scout traps, all of them. All cooldowns are off now for both sides, so it's really up to execution. And now Keanu didn't go for that Echo like you were talking about a little earlier. Obviously, you said he built that contraption instead. And right now, it seems like the perfect opportunity to. You don't have to refill back up at the shop, and you are able to get a little bit of cooldown as well in your kit, as well as some energy regeneration. Maybe you don't need the 2 bright bulwarks because you're destroying Leon more often than not in these fights, that it's not even necessary.
Yeah, it's not even necessary. And look at, because Just Man is so far behind, there's a
Hang on a
gauntlet.
second, there's the Gauntlet. A bright bulwark stops the advances for the time being, but Leon's got the prime position on the back line to just hammer those glimmer shots down, but Andor has found him, stacking out the breaking point's already at 10 stacks. He's just trying to kite away from I'm the Doom. Perfectly done. Wait for it, goes a little bit wide, but the blinking health bars from Mousesports, they have to go for the disengage here. G2 are the same as well. They have the Lyra, they've got those sigils for the sustain for the time being.
This is one of those rare games.
Oh, hang
they're
on a
still
second.
going.
Passageway, bright bulwark. Now Leon's in the 1v3. They're trying to take out Just Man. They find the kill as well. G2 with the proactive play managed to take out the captain of Mousesports.
Yeah, really smart move, and they actually need to back because they're low on energy and on health. But we do see a War Treads picked up by Keanu Nakoa, so that's going to allow for some really good engage and disengage potential there. We did see them coming in that fight very aggressively, 2 times as a matter of fact. But here, they're going to be able to jump on Leon.
Oh, Leon in a lot of trouble. Dark Potato chasing him up. Already used his reflex block. Nowhere to hide. Nowhere to go. G2 find the kill. Keanu finally picks his first kill up of the game. We're 18 minutes in as well. Here's Sean. And we've got that Kraken being started up with only I'm the Doom getting a small peek in that bush.
Yeah, only a small peak, but there's just so much. Oh, I'm the Doom's getting bursted down. Hundor, he's just getting more damage down. The pepperoni on the map from these scout traps is just insane how much vision it's providing. There's another bulwark.
Passageway into the bright bulwark. They're aiming straight for Just Man. They're going to be able to follow him up, but that just leaves enough time for Dark Potato to take the Kraken as well. They're going to get a refuel on those health and energy bars, re-infuse, and that Kraken is marching towards the base of Mouse, and they have worlds in their sights.
The Kraken buff is really gonna help them just move further into the base here. I was gonna say this is one of those rare games, Josh, where we don't see Echo online for either of the captains. So we don't see double echoed gauntlets. We don't see double bulwarks or Imperial sigils coming out. And it's just because it's such a different type of game. Vision has been really prioritized here by both Keanu Nakoa and Just Man, and it all started with Keanu Nakoa trying to find out where Leon and the other carries were for Mousesports.
All cooldowns again are available. It's all about the execution. G2 just guarding this Kraken with their life. They know this could very well be their ticket to Worlds. Gauntlet will come out, but it will only stun Dark Potato. G2 kiting back perfectly. Dark Potato, in fact, runs back into the wall. I don't know about that one, buddy, but Hundor stacking up rather nicely as well. 10 stacks on the breaking point, and I'm the Doom falling extremely low. The Kraken finds one turret. The Brighton Bulwark engage is going to come through, and that's Leon falling in the base. This is G2 ending the game right here, right now. The 2 turrets fall, and the crystal is going to be next on the menu. Also, that's going to be Doom falling as well, and that's G2 punching their tickets to Singapore.
Ka-ching! They can already hear the plane engine starting up. Jaws, this is an amazing story for G2 here right now. They defeated a complete shutout in the score, 13-0 right now for G2 versus Mousesports. Look at what they did. They kited, they sustained, they engaged when they needed to. There was just so much dive coming out of this G2 composition that the same composition from Mouse that had a shutout earlier today versus Clash was just not able to deal with it. Well done by G2.
Completely opposite of what happened in game number 1. G2 beat SK in the semi-finals. They're now 1 apiece with Mouse and securing that game. They punched their ticket to the World Championships over in Singapore in December. They must be absolutely ecstatic. And I know 3